noises. Okay, we are live.
Yep.
All right.
How do I access the stream's chat?
It's on
Top
YouTube.
left.
Professional.
Wow, I planned this out for 2 weeks, and I totally forgot to figure out an intro.
Welcome to the Dungeon of Bad Decisions.
Okay. All right, guys. Welcome to my live stream to celebrate 1,000 followers on my blog, The Dungeon of Bad Decisions, which presumably you follow if you're here. We're doing basically sort of like the podcast thing I did for 500 followers a couple months ago, but with the online group that I play with on Saturday and Sunday nights. I planned this out for 2 weeks, and I totally forgot to figure out an intro.
You might want to unmute. You might want to mute the video itself.
Mute the stream video or pause it like I did.
Yeah, I forgot to do that. Anyways, so without further ado, I am the dungeon creator, admin, mod, your general overlord of all things D&D. And guys, introduce yourselves in the turn order.
That's me. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm Hachi. I am the DM of the majority of things we play online, and apparently, according to Hatter, Queen of the Nerds.
Alright. Well, I'm Ellen, or Carry MMS. I am the dream of the evil campaign, General Spaghettifier of the turns, and I also do all the art and the iconography and the like, apart from the stuff that we just lift from Google Images. I also do the YouTube channel, which we're going to be doing more after this. So yeah.
Welcome to YouTube.
Wrong.
Wrong.
Wrong,
You're
you're
next.
next.
Oh, sorry. I'm Brunk. That's about it. I play Matthias.
All right, cool. I am Hatter, Sir Hatter. I play Zinche, the asshole bird in Hatchie's Carry-On Crown. I play the Hunter, the silent sorcerer in Whispered Sins, and I also play the midget in the occult campaign stuff.
I am Dayton. I am the resident Houdini of this group, or the main campaign at the very least. I play Zalmaru in the main campaign, and I tend to disappear a lot.
Roll perception.
Yeah.
You're also an anime protagonist.
We'll later.
Let's not get into that.
Is it my turn? It is. I'm Larsis, the sorcerer, who blasts things with magic missile all the time, I guess.
Yeah, but what's your name outside of the game?
He's
Lachlan.
the Aussie with no name.
Yes, I'm the Aussie, because there's laggy internet. Laggy internet.
Feel that lag.
Oh jeez, there's like a...
Testing? Is this working now?
You're good.
Okay, I am Sean. You might know me as a cool name. I am the deliverer of your eternal punishment. I play Eorth in the main campaign. I play the Necrodancer in Evil. Kari's... What the hell do you call it?
The Whispering Sins. He also plays an asshole who makes too many puns in real life.
He's also the IT guy for my blog.
He's semi-medium in a cult.
Yeah, I also keep the make sure the blog doesn't fall apart. Sometimes.
Because God
Sometimes
knows, without somebody who actually knows what they're doing, we would be fucked. And also, this would not be happening.
Well, this is more Akari's thing. I was like too busy to do anything today.
It was Hatter helping me out, and then I did a lot of the formatting, but Hatter did a lot of the technical stuff. So.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, cool.
We can hear you, Chips.
Shit!
But you're
Where's
not
the mute button?
Crunch.
It's in the. There you go.
page.
You enjoying your
Also,
Doritos?
please excuse me looking up. Please excuse me looking up because my camera is there and my screen is there. So that's why I look like I'm not looking anyone in the eye.
I believe
They're
it's
not
late
Doritos,
introduction now.
Yeah, Leia, it's your turn.
I accidentally riled my bird. Now he's just gonna. I'm a person who's yet to play in Akari's evil campaign, and I believe I played. I believe her name was Nora during the One Society campaign. And please, Proto, please calm down.
That bird is too happy for his own good.
God is stealing the stream.
Yeah.
You're also
Bad
playing
stream
the
now.
psychic in Occult because T-Pain mysteriously disappeared.
Oh yeah, that too. I guess I'm him as well.
She also have board. I want my board.
And
Alright, are we done
residential
introducing
bird
ourselves?
keeper.
I believe so.
Alright, let's start with the first talking point. Let's wait to bring up the bullshit and opinions. How about we start with how we got into D&D? How each of us, sort of got introduced. And I guess I start. So, for those of you who didn't watch the initial podcast for 500 followers, I'm going to recap my experiences. I first started playing D&D when I was 7, because my friend's dad was a religious first editioner who so badly wanted to DM that he ran a buddy campaign for me and her. Well, more like buddy sessions, since neither of us had the focus for anything more than a few minutes. So that happened. Eventually we drifted apart, and I totally forgot D&D existed until freshman year of college. I went to freshman orientation. I ran into Michaela from the school group, and she played D&D in high school, so she wanted to put together a group. So, I was involved in my first campaign since the age of 7, which was 4th edition, DM'd by my brother, and my party members were the 8 and 12-year-old boys from across the street. So you can imagine how well that went. We had about 2 sessions. However, things only went up from there. I joined multiple campaigns at school, and I've been playing ever since. And I play Iska, the potentially psychotic gnome, in Hachi's main campaign on Saturday nights. I play Selkis, the thoroughly psychotic fairy dragon, and I've currently just started playing Itsugera, a half-orc scarred witch doctor, in the Monday night campaign, which these guys are not involved in. So that's how I got into D&D. Hachi?
I've been playing since freshman year of university as well. However, I've been playing it to a rather excessive degree. I started off playing Society, which, as some people know, is prone to min-maxing, or like all players are prone to min-maxing in Society. And I actually learned the rules inside and out. I learned how to create almost every class of character to maximum effectiveness. So basically, I've become a walking encyclopedia of how to play the game, and it seemed I was rather appropriate to GM. So I started doing that in Society as well. And now GMing Society is a lot different from GMing home sessions, but we won't get into that right now. And that went on for a while, and eventually I just kind of stopped playing Society because I got fed up with the rules lawyering, with other min-maxers who were actually sucking the fun out of it for the non-min-maxers, and it drove me nuts. And I tried to play D&D with some of my friends from high school. Some of them got really into it at first, but just kind of got bored. And then I decided to bring it here, to bring it online with the Vinesauce community. And it started on the Mumble. We got through like 5 or 6 sessions, and then Anna, the runner of the Dungeon of Bad Decisions, announced on her blog that she wouldn't be able to play any D&D anymore. So I offered to invite her into our campaign, and here we are now.
Right, well, I guess I'll go now. So, I sort of had a bit of a mixed history with this sort of stuff. My brother has always wanted to get me into it from quite a young age, and he's been heavily into it since he was about 13, I was 11. Me, myself, I personally come from a background of role-playing text-based only, not necessarily with tabletops, mostly forum or Tumblr-based. So I built up a lot of my quote-unquote skills in the area by making stories, making worlds, and stuff like that on, for example, websites like Pokemon.net, which don't go to it, it's terrible. In terms of tabletops themselves, I left online role-playing a couple of years ago due to drama and the like, which inevitably happens with online, not tabletops, but with online role-playing. And I started hanging out on the Mumble more in about summer last year. And Hachi, actually, is the bastard who got me hooked on this shit, because my brother's been trying for years, bless him, to get me into this. He got me to play a few things. He got me to play some MapQuest and Call of Cthulhu, which I greatly enjoyed, but it never quite had the staying power with me that it seemed to have other people. So when Hachi mentioned the character creation side of it, that's what my brain works on. I like making characters, I like designing characters, I like designing backstories, so on and so forth. So as soon as that was proposed, I jumped on it and immediately joined as soon as I could. Then I started getting more interested in the GMing stuff, mostly because Hachi was completely overwhelmed with the amount of things he was GMing at the time, and I wanted to help give back. And so that's why I'm GMing the Evil campaign with so much spaghetti. So yeah, my history is nowhere near as long as most people are on here at all, because I'm still reasonably new to this in the grand scheme of things. But roleplay as a whole online, my forte, my land. Oh, and also I like fields too much. I'm a terrible person.
I couldn't tell.
But yeah.
Anyway, my entrance into tabletop, specifically Pathfinder, it's not the greatest. My very first, I've always been interested in tabletop, but my very, very first proper play session was done in Skype over text. No tabletop. No proper order. Nobody really knew who was trying to do whatever, because back then there was a lot of problems with Skype group chats where sometimes people wouldn't be typing. I had played a Venaran Ranger, and that didn't end well because they would constantly just do sessions outside of the schedule because, well, everybody's here except for me, obviously, because I was expecting the session to be on time. And eventually they just kicked me out, and I hadn't actually played again until excuse me, until this campaign. In fact, like the Carrion, the one that Hachi's doing, and the one that Akari's doing, and all those other ones. So I've poked at the game in between, but I've never done any proper sessions. Mainly just one-offs like the Fallen Fortress and all of that. But I was always interested in it. That's about it, though. That's today. We are currently doing this.
All right,
So,
cool.
Anna, what's the next talking point?
Hatter.
Go through everyone else.
Oh shit! Right.
There's a lot of people, dude.
I'm
So yeah,
sorry.
like
We're
I
not
said,
that big a deal.
so yeah, I'm Hatter. Like I said, I play Zinche, who's the roguish asshole, and I also play the Hunter. And I started off playing tabletop in high school, so I did it for you guys. I started out playing my first ever session of 3.5 in, I think this was like the 8th or 9th grade, actually. So really early on, when I was living in Canada still. And that was a fairly short-lived experience because it wasn't super well organized, and then a bunch of my friends got busy, so we couldn't keep doing that session. And then it pretty much just dropped it onto the back burner, but I always wanted to play it again. And then I hit university, first year of university. I got offered to join a 3.5 session as well as a Dark Heresy session. So I got to dual session that stuff, and that was really fun. And I really enjoyed 3.5, but what I really enjoyed more was Dark Heresy. That was a really fun and different tabletop experience for me, which it brings me to a side point. I'm learning how to GM Dark Heresy, and that might be coming up after the current campaigns. Hint. But then after that, once again, dropped out. Academics took hold. Nobody was playing. And then we had Dayton's campaign. Dayton was running a campaign for a short amount of time, but he got caught up in some other stuff, and so that also disappeared off the face of the planet. So I had been getting very unlucky with campaigns in my past, as you can see. And that was my first Pathfinder campaign. And then this is my first Pathfinder campaign that hasn't abruptly ended. Was Carry on Crown and the Evil campaign. So there's that. And that's how I got into Pathfinder. So I like playing Pathfinder. I'm reading up on how to do Dark Heresy GMing so that we can do that soon, and it's going to be fun. On to Dayton. Your turn.
It's funny you mention Dark Heresy, because that was my first tabletop experience.
Oh boy.
I started in high school. Yeah. With a couple of my friends, and the DM in question was a friend of a friend of a friend, who introduced us to, again, Dark Heresy as our first actual thing to play. I had wanted to play D&D beforehand, but never got a chance, never got around to it. And ever since that first Dark Heresy campaign, it was a lot of fun. So did a couple campaigns with them. Things ended up happening. People went their separate ways, college and all that. Did some campaigns within the Vine Sauce community. Played in one that will never be spoken of again, ever. And like Hatter said, ended up starting to DM one and got caught up with, I don't even remember what I got caught up with. I think it was work.
Yeah, it was work.
Yeah. And now I'm here playing in, I would be playing in more, but with the way college has been so far, I can only manage the one campaign. So
Shout out to his
that
icon.
is my experience with that.
Okay, I guess it's my turn then. Not much really to tell. Is this even working? I can't really tell.
Yeah, it's working.
Well, I mean, it was last year. I've never really done it before. The only time, like, Hachi's Carrying Crown was the first ever time I did any kind of D&D Pathfinder thing. And, that's really it. Not much to say. So, I guess it's
10 out of
Leah's
10.
turn. I'm not good at these things.
You're a
We'll
nerd.
play a sad little melody on a small violin for you.
Okay, shit. I wasn't able to find the image. Kappa.
God damn it! Really, this really.
No.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the one I use for Steam, but I can't find it anywhere.
They call him
Question
Al Capone.
Kappa. Basically, my first time playing D&D back in high school, which was about sophomore year was the only year we ever really played it because all the game stores closed down around junior year. There's actually another one opening here in a few months. I'm trying to get a job at, but that's another story. We played 3.5, if I recall correctly. That was about 6 years ago. And yeah, this is actually like the first thing I've actually been able to commit to, like 100%. Also, Anna, your blog's awesome. I like working for it.
Hey.
You're
Those
sweet.
brownie points.
Bend over and kiss some ass right now.
Right leg
Keep your mouth away from my ass.
That was something.
Oh, I almost forgot. My history with D&D Pathfinder is fairly short. Proto, please no.
Word.
First thing I've had with D&D as some sort of a mention of it was a Skype group that was for Monster Hunter. And when my friends wanted to do something with this, he actually got to the point of making sprites of our characters. We had made our character sheets, but then he got wrapped up in making an actual video game, which he's still working on right now and is making good progress on. But we never got the chance to even start the campaign, and I think one of us was still in the process of making their character as well. And then I came to the Mumble through some means. I don't exactly remember how. And then I heard about the campaigns and such, and I decided, why not join one? And I also watched a couple of the Pathfinder streams beforehand as well. That's all.
Alright, so we've also gained our final member of the party here, and Mr. Baron Bill has arrived, so he's going to do his introduction and then explain how he got into tabletops.
Hey guys, I'm Baron. Yeah, my time in tabletop games is kind of short. I played my first Dungeons and Dragons when I forget his name. I think it was Kern or something, or I don't know who it was, but he did a Dungeons and Dragons, and then yeah, it was Dayton.
Yeah, Dayton's literally you have been speaking to him.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Sorry. But yeah, he did a regular Dungeons and Dragons, and then Hatchie said he was going to do the Pathfinder, so I made a bard and made it an occultist, and that's pretty much it for me.
All right. So Anna, you want to move on to the next thing?
Yeah, just give me a second. Next talking point.
You have no video, Anna.
How about
I don't?
Yeah, it's not showing. It's a bit odd.
Oh.
It's
You
on.
could
Yeah,
go
I saw that on
It's showing on the lower
I
bar, but
should
it's
be.
not showing on the main broadcast, which is a bit odd.
No, it's not even showing
Oh,
on
that's
the lower
unfortunate.
thing. It's showing a
I'm the most important thing here.
snapshot. I know.
What?
It's only
Yeah,
showing a
you're the
snapshot.
most important
Yeah.
person. It's showing a snapshot from earlier, and it's
From
Yeah,
me, it's just the silhouette thing, nothing else.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing on my YouTube as well.
That's problematic.
What? I am the most important
Try
person on here. What is this?
Refresh.
Yeah, refresh your page.
Try
To
to
I
turn
hit
your
refresh.
camera
I'm
off.
still getting the same problem.
Everyone, let's
Wait, there's my name, but I'm not showing up as a video.
Try just closing your web browser and then reopening the thing.
Yeah.
There's a button that you can click to go audio only, and then open it back up. It'll disable and re-enable your camera.
I would just go for the refresh option personally. Google Hangouts has been known to be buggy, so.
yeah, might not be a bad course of action.
It's
There
okay,
we go.
can
Oh, there we go.
Oh, hey!
Hey, we're back.
Somehow.
Okay, everyone mute yourselves.
All right.
We could go with what
Wait,
we
is
like
my
and
face?
dislike.
Is my face there? Hang on. I don't have a face on the YouTube channel.
You do now. The YouTube thing is just behind quite a bit, so don't worry about it. You have a face.
Yeah.
Alright,
from the
well
screen
then,
delay.
alright. Alright, next talking point.
You do
Alright, let's
likes
get
and
into the
dislikes.
opinion. Let's get into the opinions. Different
Oh,
edition systems. What do you favor? Since it's me first, because I am, again, the most important person here.
It's the queen.
Okay, don't take me seriously. I don't have that much of an ego. My favorite edition, personally, of D&D is Pathfinder. I've done a lot of different editions. Like I said, I've done first, though I barely remember it. I've never done second. I've done 3.5. I've never done third, but I mean, I would never even try third. Let's be honest here. We do that. But I've done 3.5, and I liked it. but I've always been Pathfinder's always been the edition for my heart. I did outside of D&D, other systems. I enjoyed Grimm actually, which is a fairy tale based system where you play children, and I think it's D6 based. It's a D6 system instead of a D20. But that one I had a lot of fun. But that was mostly the creativity of the DM. Or GM, I guess in this case. I also enjoyed the Made RPG, just so I can stir up shit here, because it was just so easy to be creepy, but as long as the whole thing treats a fine line between being creepy and having fun, and it with like just the wrong people, it could be super creepy. But we made it work. That one session I played, and I really had a lot of fun because it was just so incredibly stupid, and I loved it.
Penetrate the person on the booty hole.
Son, stop it.
So it's my turn. Okay, this is a very loaded question, and as everyone in the group knows, I have a lot of strong opinions about various editions of D&D and also non-D&D systems. Let me start with the bottom of the barrel. Fatal. We don't talk about Fatal. Moving on. Hybrid is another member of the unholy trinity of bad RPGs. It is completely nonsensical. It makes no sense. That was redundant. But it in itself is extremely redundant. It's virtually unplayable. Because it's a cacophonous collection of incoherent rules. And then there's Racial Holy War, which takes the cake for being both racist and unplayable. I won't go into details about that. If you're curious, just Google Racial Holy War. And then, of course, there's others, the ones that people actually play. I hate Dungeons & Dragons 4th edition with a fiery passion. And a lot of people know this.
Oh, the combat sucks.
What?
Sorry, I just had to put in my 2 cents. I cannot fucking stand the combat. I know exactly one person who likes it.
You've got the way it uses skills, it gets rid of the base skill system. They kind of take a backseat. They're practically not even there.
It's literally the worst.
Everything is oversimplified. Combat, like a lot of the things that like in 3.5 that you would be able to do in combat, like grappling, charging, or things that seem a little unorthodox, but there are still rules for it, where they still allow you to do it, with the GM making the decision regarding it. You just can't do it in 4th edition for the sake of streamlining.
They removed the fun to create. They removed fun.
They removed the fun to make it faster paced, basically, and easier to play. And they also oversimplified the alignment system. It's basically evil and good, and there's no axis of chaos or law. It's just evil on one end, good on the other. The chaotic evil, unaligned, good, lawful.
I didn't encounter that when I played, but
yeah.
Then again, my brother to it.
A lot of people homebrew the old alignment system, and
it becomes an issue when you're playing classes where alignment is a factor, such as clerics, monks, so on and so forth. 5th edition improves a lot of what was wrong with 4th edition, but it comes nowhere close to being what 3.5 was. And then you have the holy grail of RPG systems, which is probably Pathfinder, since it takes everything that was good about 3.5, makes it better, adds a whole lot of new stuff, and it even has its own complete lore and world and backstory. It just doesn't even compare to any of the other games. It's so much better. And then you've also got some of the other games, like Dark Heresy, which I have yet to play, but I've heard a lot of good things about. Call of Cthulhu, which is simple but fun. It's an example of a really simple system that actually is entertaining to play, but that's because the focus isn't on things like combat, it's on roleplay and going mad. So,
not in that order.
Everything's done with skill checks. Not in that order, necessarily. You sometimes go mad right at the beginning. And, yeah, I could go on about this for hours, but I'm going to cut myself off here.
Before the next person goes, it appears we've lost Akari.
Yeah, she was the next person too. I can go,
When
and
she
then she
gets
can go
back
after me.
in- When she gets
Yeah,
back in,
she
we'll let her
can
go.
get back
Kronk,
in.
you don't know.
I might have crashed Akari when I sent her global
Yeah.
offense.
Yeah, good work. Okay, everybody blame Cool Name. It's all his fault.
It's all my fault.
I always blame
Wait,
Cool
did you
Name,
make
though.
Akari
So,
God damn it, cool name.
You gave her CS:GO.
Alright, calm down, guys.
I didn't.
Kronk,
I
you're up.
Hachi has said a lot of what I want to say, but we only briefly touched base on Maid RPG. Maid RPG was phenomenal. I mean, it's that sort of game you have to understand anime tropes for, and you need to not be creeped out easily, because it, like anime, it treads that line really finely. But let me put it this way: I was a pure Lolita who was 25 years old, who was the childhood friend of a 13-year-old. And I fell in love with two of the maids, both of which either rejected me or just completely just didn't notice me at all. And it was fantastic.
In
I'm
my
sorry,
defense,
I was having a bit
my
of a
fault.
reaction to the main RPG. I don't know what
Son.
happened there.
Son, it's so good. It's so good! But
It's a good game, but you have to be a giant weeaboo to understand anything that happens.
yeah, because
No, you
Otherwise
don't.
you-
You don't have to be a giant
It's
weeb to understand
originally
what
a
happens.
Japanese game that was translated into English, so a lot of the tropes and culture of that, really, you need to be a massive weeaboo to get the full scope of it without it just being a really creepy game about maids.
I could have run it in such a way that it was extremely creepy, but I decided not to.
Except you
Thank
made our
God.
master a 13-year-old, which was...
He could have been 17. Remember, he was originally
Straight sort of
17.
bucket.
Common trope.
Oh,
Yeah, except for that one morning when we woke up and we went to wake him up and he was masturbating, and then the next morning he was late to wake up and we all agreed.
He was
we
getting
were graphic about it, but it was heavily implied.
He
I
was
was
masturbating.
He slowly stroked his shaft, going ever so fast.
Hatter, no! Hatter, no!
Better know.
Also, I'm surprised that was the only one that woke him up normally. Like,
I
seriously.
tried, but then, jumped right into
And then he
bed
was
like,
having twice
oh,
hot.
I'm gonna, yeah. Anyway, dislikes. There is... He touched base on 4th edition,
I had-
and I don't want to...
Serious like there.
We will rant and rant for hours about how it's awful and it strips out everything that's fun about the other games. But besides that, I think the only other thing that I really disliked was... No, I can't really think of anything else that I really disliked. I've mainly only ever played Pathfinder and a little bit of 3.5.